This is Casual Fight Fan here, going to do a fight review on the Julian Williams and Jarret Hurd fight. And what a fight it was. It was a great fight, to be fair. Very entertaining, very back and forth, a lot of inside fighting. And yeah, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it very much. I thought it was a very good fight. Don't know if it was fight of the year because Julian Williams pretty much dominated the fight from start to finish, to be fair. Jarret Hurd rallied a little bit in the middle of the fight, in the middle of round 6, 7. But besides from that, he didn't really do much. He was really outclassed in there by Julian Williams. You know, let's look at the opening round. Julian Williams established his jab in the first round. He was caught once or twice by the overhand right of Jarret Hurd because he's the longer man. He does like to hit guys who are coming into him, so he used that. His reach. It's the only time he really used his reach in the entire fight. He really looked for that right hand over the jab of Julian Williams. Besides from that, Julian Williams did a great job of getting inside, working, using the left hook, using the forearm to push Jarret Hurd off to land that chopping right hand, almost Shane Mosley-like. The way he did that, because Shane Mosley loved to do that, put that forearm in their face and then land that right hand, so did Floyd. So a very good tactic there. And Jarret Hurd's always been a sucker for the right hand. The right hand over the top really does hurt him because he carries his hand so low. And Jarret Hurd, this fight was just, the defensive flaws were clear for everyone to see. He was in there with a guy just as fit as him, just as strong as him, and the defensive flaws were too many. He bends over at the knees too much. He got hit with uppercuts continuously through the fight. He's up in the, he doesn't look when he's punching either. He's always looking away. And the problem with looking away is sometimes you can look away and catch and shoot, but what was happening is he was looking away when he's throwing punches and they were missing and he was slapping a lot. You know, his technique was poor, his defense was poor. It was really just a poor performance and a poor effort in your hometown as well in Maryland. So we've known the flaws there with Jarret Hurd, but I expected to win this fight because I just felt like he's been in the tougher fights. He's come through it. His fitness is good. I didn't expect Julian Williams to be so strong, so physically strong. And he showed that his fitness was out of this world. He kept the pressure on. I don't know what people were seeing because some people had it close. I didn't have the fight close. I had Julian Williams winning quite convincingly. He just landed the much cleaner, sharper shots. You know, Jarret was for a lot of slaps. Jarret was going to the body a lot, but the punches were so short, they weren't generating a lot of power. When you have someone like Julian Williams who's landing that left hook continuously, landing that chopping right hand continuously, you've got to give him the rounds because he's continuously landing the harder, more effective punches. And that's what favoured Julian Williams in this fight, is that he did a great job of landing that left hook. He did a great job of landing that right hand. And overall, that's what you need to do to be successful. And he really showed his strength, really showed his mettle, and really proved that, you know, he is someone to be he is someone that could do something at 154, because maybe a lot of people lost faith in him after he lost to Jamel Charlo. However, I think he's really bounced back from that, and he showed great improvements. He's definitely improved a lot. He was definitely up for this fight. And for Jarret Hurd, I would say take a break. He's been in a lot of wars. He's got to sharpen up that defense because he just squared up too much, leaned forward too much. Couldn't generate a lot of power in his punches because he was squared up. You know, couldn't see the punches coming because he was leaned over. He was leaning over, so he was a sucker for the uppercut. He gave away his height. You know, we know he does these things, but in these fights, the flaws really shone through because Jarret Williams, every flaw that Jarret Hurd had, he took advantage of it. He took advantage. He showed a very good jab. You know, Jarret Hurd didn't really use his jab as much as I thought he would. I thought he would try to use that jab, try to use that long right hand to fall in on him and then just work the body, but he was just slapping too much. The punches were too short and the left hook he had was too wide. You know, it was easy for Julian Williams to see the left hook coming. You know, he didn't use the uppercut as much as he needed to, but that was also because Julian Williams had a pretty good tight guard on the inside. His guard was pretty tight and he was using angles when he had to. You know, he did try to step around him at times, and when he had to fight on the outside, he did use his jab effectively. So overall, it was a brilliant performance from Julian Williams. You know, he outboxed and outfought and he outworked Jarret Hurd, and that's impressive. You know, he had landed some beautiful left hooks to the body as well. You know, that's just it. The varied and the combinations of Julian Williams won in the fight. The combinations from Jarret Hurd were just too much slapping, too much pouring, just not enough venom in his shots. Not enough really digging in there and trying to get the work. But that's also because he smothered his work. He was falling in too much, leaning in. And he just got pushed off and then chopped down with that right hand continuously. He didn't adjust. He didn't change anything. He was constantly falling in, resting the head on the shoulder, leaning in, getting pushed off right hand, taking the left hook. Should be better, really should be better from Jarret Hurd, especially at this point in his career. He's an established fighter, and he threw it away. And all due respect to Jarret Williams, man, he did what he had to do. Besides from that, we saw Mario Barrios take on Juan Velasco and just decimate him, just absolute decimate Juan Velasco, and that's impressive because Juan Velasco went 8 with Rigas Prograis, and we all know how good Rigas Prograis is looking these days. He's looking absolutely outstanding. So the fact that Mario Barrios got him out there in 2 rounds shows what Barrios has. You know, Barrios has an excellent jab, and he's a very good body puncher, especially for a tall man like that. Very good body puncher. But one flaw that Barrios does have is very similar to Jarret Hurd. He likes to fight quite at mid-range, not getting as close to Jarret Hurd, but he likes to fight mid-range, so you can also catch him with short shots coming over the top. Obviously, Juan Velasco didn't have a chance with that, because Juan Velasco was just got outboxed. He just got kept on the outside, and Barrios fought when he had to. So Mario Barrios is definitely a guy that we're going to watch out for. Definitely got a lot of talent and a lot of potential in him. I look forward to see where he goes next. And the next fight, Korobov v. Emmanuel Elim. Now this fight's a bit controversial because I did have Korobov winning quite convincingly. I felt that Korobov did enough to win. I felt like those later rounds where Elim came on quite strong, Korobov still won them. The work rate of Elim was good, but Korobov was landing the cleaner, sharp uppercuts. Because much like Jarret Hurd, Elim was leaning in, head over his knee, and it's just a recipe to get uppercutted constantly, especially leaning on the guy. He's just going to hit you with uppercuts. You know, you've got to move your head off that centre line. Your head can't be in the centre line if you're looking to fight on the inside. It's just a rookie mistake. You're going to get hit with uppercuts, and you're going to get hurt. You know, and Korobov, you know, very effective in there. Korobov didn't look as good as he did against Charlo, and I think that's because Charlo was right in front of him, fighting in a straight line, and it made it easier for Korobov to land those straight shots, while Elim was more in and out, you know, smothering him, making it a lot more difficult, a lot more of a different fight. So Korobov had a little bit more trouble. He didn't really adjust as well as I thought he would adjust. You know, I thought he could have done a bit more on the outside, trying to utilise that jab, because Korobov does have a good jab, especially a counter jab. He throws kind of a jab hook after his opponent throws the jab, where he likes to bend it round. You don't really see it coming, he catches you off with it, but he didn't use that as much. You know, he was looking a bit too much for the lead hand. Elim was able to offset it with, you know, putting his backhand in front of his chin, fighting side on. You know, Elim started to have trouble when he was squaring up a lot more. When he was fighting side on, he had a bit more success. When he was fighting square on, he was getting hit a lot more with the straight shots. The right hook as well from Korobov he was looking for. But the problem was, Elim was looking to land his hook on Korobov. I remember that clear in the fight. So when Korobov looked to land that left, Elim would throw that right as Korobov came up for the hook. So Korobov couldn't really use the right hook as much as he probably wanted to, because Elim was looking to counter him when he did that. But overall, it was a good fight. It was a good undercard. It was decent for what it was. But overall, I think Korobov got the short end of the stick. I think he won that fight. I think he beat Elim. Elim's a good fighter at the end of the day. He's a good guy for what he brings. Always entertaining, good work rate, good fitness. Comes to fight. But I just feel he was outboxed by Korobov. I thought Korobov had a little bit more in the tank. A little bit more skill. A little bit more showmanship in the ring. I felt Elim won the early rounds, to be fair, when he was dying in and out. But as the fight went on, he started being a little bit more just coming at you, willing to stay on the inside. And Korobov did a lot of dirty boxing, holding the arm, hitting him with uppercuts. And that's the difference between Jarret Hurd and Matt Korobov. Korobov shows you how to fight on the inside. He was grabbing the arm, he was using the uppercuts, he was using short punches, sharp punches that are technically those sort of shots will wear you down because they're technically sharp. You can generate a lot of power in those short shots because you're rotating it from the hips. But Jarret Hurd seems to swing back. You know, he seems to swing. He doesn't really rotate his hips the right way. Doesn't go up and swing it in, while he just needs to swing his hips, like slaps almost. You don't generate a lot of power in those sort of shots, believe me. So there was the difference in the inside fight. Korobov showed you how to do it. Jarret Hurd, on the other hand, just sort of leans in, tries to tire you out with his size, and that just didn't work on J-Rock. But back to the Korobov fight, you know, I felt Korobov won it. I felt Korobov did enough. Didn't get to establish that backhand probably how he wanted to, but overall did enough in the middle rounds. Did enough in the later rounds to win it, in my opinion. Very unlucky there. But anyway, I thank you all for listening. That's my fight review. I'll be back again today when I watch the Emmanuel Nevarati v Isaac Dogba fight and the Miguel Berchelt v Francisco Vargas fight. I'll do a review on those fights to see how those fights play down. So thank you very much for listening. Have a wonderful day.